All right, year 11, this is about task 3, all right, which was about doing some transcribing. So what you need to do for this one is you're going to have a look at spoken language. And to analyse spoken language, you need to be able to write it down first, okay, so you can look at it. And that's the process called transcription or transcribing. So like a script, so there'd be something that you read and the characters read and they have their parts and their turns and all those sorts of things. That's a script. But a transcript is a writing down, a written recording of spontaneous speech. And what you do is you write down everything, okay? So all the mistakes, all the overlaps, all the interruptions, all the repetitions, all those funny little things that happen in spontaneous speech, okay? So what I want you to do is to find something that you can listen to or watch that you can transcribe. So you might find a little bit of Eastenders or Hollyoaks or something. You might find a radio programme. You might find a documentary. You might find something like an interview, a telly interview or a radio interview. But you need to have something spoken. You might even record something happening in your house, but make sure you're ethical, okay? Don't just go around recording people, you'll get in trouble, okay? So then what you need to do is get your recording, listen back to it, and you're going to be stopping and starting and stopping and starting. And you need to write the transcript. So you need to give a little bit of context. So where are you? What is it? Who's talking? Those sorts of things. And then you go into the transcript. So you write down the name like you would in the script. So Mrs. Wright, and then what I say. Okay. So you need to transcribe everything that's said like a script. So it must show all the features. So you must show if people interrupt, if people get cut off, if people overlap each other, so they're talking at the same time, that happens, if people repeat themselves, if they stutter, pauses, so if there's pauses, if they're micro pauses, tiny pauses, just a little dot in some brackets, okay, it means a micro pause. If it's a longer pause, you're going to do brackets and you'll put 2 for 2-second pause or 5 for a 5-second pause, okay? So you need to put in how long the pauses are. Anything to do with paralinguistic features. Now, a paralinguistic feature, para means outside of language, okay? Para. So a paralinguistic feature might be something like laughter or coughing or the doorbell rings, okay? And what you do is you put them in square brackets, okay? Laughter, all right? Square brackets to show the things that are happening outside of the speech, all right? So record, transcribe, just do a little bit, it'll take you forever, all right? And then analyse. So have a look at how that conversation takes place, okay? Who seems to be in charge? Is someone they're initiating, so they're sort of starting off by asking questions or giving commands. Do they seem dominant? Anyone seem dominant? Does anyone seem less dominant, more passive, and maybe they're not asking any questions, they're not giving commands, they're just giving declaratives or statements or answers, okay? Does anyone seem to be emotional? Are they using exclamatives, so anything that would have an exclamation mark on the end? Who says most and why? Who says least? Why is that important? Does anyone change the subject? Does anybody talk in riddles? What about politeness? Who's using politeness features more and how and why are they using them? What about slang or colloquialisms or taboo? Those sorts of things. Who's most formal? Who's most sophisticated? Who's least formal, least sophisticated? It tells you quite a lot, okay? So if you need something to record, you can always go and watch my monkey magic video. It's in there on YouTube, so just scroll down and find it. So you can always transcribe the bit where I'm being interviewed, because that's really embarrassing. Or you can transcribe the bit in the studio, any of those bits, but they're good. But try and get something where different people are talking, all right? So they're in a conversation, a dialogue together, all right? Okay, record, transcribe, analyse. All right, keep it safe and we'll look at it in September. Okay, bye, see you soon.